President Kuffour is an asset to this country. He done so much for us. He was the president who was able to bring us out of the woods when he took over power in 2001, took us out from a hectic situation and put the economy on the right pedestal of growth, progress, and development. Under his watch, Ghana did benefit a lot. Most of the social intervention programs were his brainchild. I mean, he brought them to the fore. Free maternal care, free school feeding, and free metro mass transportation. And all that. The discovery of oil in commercial quantities. You know, I mean, you can mention them. And for me, I wish him Godspeed, very good health. And I know that since he's still around, his advices and inputs in informing government policies will always be welcome and appreciated. I mean, if you look at political history of Ghana, from our stock, he was the second person to assume the reins of leadership in this country after Dr. K. Buzia and Edward Kuffour. So, I mean, he took over, and his performance was telling. You know, I mean, it's telling, conspicuous on the minds of us all. Most of the interchanges that we see around, if you go to my constituency, Sopola interchange was begun by him. The Asqua interchange was done by His Excellency John Jacob Kuffour, the Asafo one. You know what I mean? So I mean, he done so well for us. The George Walker Bush Highway and all these things. So, I mean, we are proud of him, and the NPP will forever be grateful to him for what he has done for the party and also for this country. If you are mentioning great leaders in this country, I don't think you can overlook him because his performance is so telling for all of us to see. So this is what I would say about our dear and beloved former president.
And just because it's his birthday, I want to ask you this. Some people have said that he's been the best president ever. Even if you won't compare him to the period of the NPP, at least of the NDC, between the current administration and the previous administration, he still stands tall.
Yeah.
Or maybe you may want to do the comparison for the entire Fourth Republic.
Oh, that's why I said that, you know, for the Fourth Republic, he has acquitted himself so well. At least we've had, I think, 4 presidents, former, and Nana Akufo-Addo is the 5th one. And J. Kuffour, I mean, nobody can take it away from him that he's one of the best presidents within the Fourth Republican dispensation. Nana Akufo-Addo, he has 2 more years to go, and we can only judge him appropriately when you compare him to J. Kuffour when he's done his tenure. So he has 2 more years to go. When he's done and he becomes a former president, then we will be able to do the comparison, especially between J. Kuffour and Nana Akufo-Addo. But if you take the former presidents, then I think that none of them comes near him. You know what I mean? Those who are gone.
Professor Mills,
John
Dramani
the former president.
His Excellency President Rawlings.
Yeah.
You think no one comes near?
Yeah, in terms of, I mean, that's my opinion. In terms of, what we see in this country, what he did, what President Rawlings also did, what President Mills did. Don't forget that J. Kuffour did 8 years, and President Rawlings also did 8 years. I'm talking about the Fourth Republic dispensation. Then Mills did, Professor Mills did 4 years. Maybe less than 4 years, almost 4 years. Then President Muhammad also did 4 years or so. So for me, the former president, J. Kuffour, for me, is the best is the best that Ghana has had. A very fantastic man. You know I mean, he talks slowly, but he's very deep. He's very deep. You know what I mean? His style of leadership is fantastic.
And he's joined the conversations that are going on, reshuffle. And let me begin the conversations from there this morning on whether this month, December, you are part of government, whether we should expect to see a reshuffle from His Excellency, the President of Kuffour. Let me remind viewers that we're waiting for Felix Kwache Ofosu from the NDC. He'll be here in less than about 5 minutes. So let me come to you now, Doc.
Yeah, I mean, reshuffle, it's a prerogative of the President. And I think that he will do it when he feels right to do it.
When does he feel right to do it? We have been asking this question too many times.
I'm not in his mind. I don't know what he's thinking. But I think that he's listening to the Ghanaians. He's getting the mood of the country. And I have the feeling that he will do it at the right time. But I wouldn't know when he is going to do it. Don't forget that Kuffour has done reshuffles before. You know, I mean, during his first term. I think. I mean, his reshuffle.
I haven't seen reshuffle under.
Or he's changed some of his ministers.
There have been issues for some positions to be replaced, but I don't know if we can call that reshuffles.
You know, I don't know what you mean by reshuffle, but I know that within his reign, there have been some changes. I know some ministers who are no longer ministers. I know some deputy ministers who are no longer deputy ministers. Okay, and I know for a fact, I know that at a point in time, Amewu, who is now the Minister for Railway Development,
that is when you were entering the second term of office.
But he could have maintained him because some were maintained. But you see, true, we were entering into our second term, but some were maintained. Some were left behind. Okay, some also were moved to a different ministry, and I think they all fall under the category of reshuffle. Or of course, you disagree with me because
I disagree with you.
Amewu, for example, was at energy. He's now
how many of these ministers can we speak of?
I know Matthew Pempe.
I mean, you are more of an expert. We know that development economics suggests that, for example, police transfers, civil service transfers are necessary for development, even when you are performing. So it is not about whether you are performing or not. For purposes of familiarity with the community which you are working, and for all of these issues, police does transfers, and it is not about performance. Civil service does transfers. It is not about performance. So why do we dwell on the fact that a minister is doing well, and so we won't transfer the minister? Why are you not reshuffling? When is it happening?
I'm telling you that Dr. Matthew Pempe was moved from education to energy.
And I'm saying, how many of these can we talk of? We are talking about Matthew Pempe. We talk about Amewu, and then who else?
Talk about Amewu, and some were also dropped. I know some, for example, Atachian was dropped. I know that Eugene Bachientry, deputy minister, was dropped. I know that Andia Pierre Kubi, deputy minister, was also dropped. Okay, you know what I mean? And I know at a point, Brett Champon was moved from Minister of State in charge of National Security to, I think, Interior also. I mean, and now he's no more part of the team. So, I mean, reshuffle has been going on. Maybe Ghanaians are feeling that at this material point in our development, there should be some additional changes. Then, if that call is made, for me, I think it's a fair call. But to suggest that reshuffles have not been done or movements have not been done, then for me that is completely not true. Not true. But what I'm hearing is that the president is likely going to make some changes. He's somebody who listens. And you see, if you're a leader, you will hear a whole lot of things, but you must also be strategic. You don't just take decisions at the spur of the moment. You take decisions strategically. And I'm sure probably that is all the president is looking at. And I'm convinced and persuaded that he will hear the call of the people and effect changes that will foster and also promote his developmental agenda. What is done so far, for me, I want the gains to be consolidated so that when he's no longer the president, we can say that there was somebody called Kuffour who became the president, and under his leadership, Ghana was able to achieve some improved economic development. So for me, let's wait. I mean, he will do the needful
when
in the right time.
I mean, as a member of government.
I'm a member of parliament. I'm not.
You're
I'm not part. I'm not part of the executive.
You're a member of the MPP.
Yes, I'm a member of parliament.
I'm a member of
the New Patriotic Party.
In parliament.
Yes, but
government informs you of their projects and plans and activities. Whether it goes through the party or it goes through parliament,
if your boss,
you get to know.
You are a staff of Metro,
yes.
The Metro network.
Yes.
If your boss is going to fire somebody, does it come to tell you or ask you?
Not necessarily fire.
There's a team.
But if there's an overhaul of the system, if we are going to have an overhaul of the system, I get to know that plans are being made in this way to have an effective production team. And make sure that we feed the viewers with the best.
What I'm saying is that your boss wouldn't come and tell you that I'm going to do ABC. Normally, your boss will sit down with his management. When he has the idea, will sit down with the management, they'll think about it, even before the employees will know. The same thing applies to governance, okay? The president has a team he's working with. He will have his kitchen cabinet, he will have his cabinet, okay? So they decide, and when their plans, come to fruition, then they'll discuss with others. What we are discussing now, it's mere speculation, okay? I'm just telling you that this is what I've heard. Okay, so when it becomes concretized, then it will be in the norm. So just relax. Kuffour, who means well for this country, will do what will benefit the country at the opportune time.